Welcome to the Growth and Influence podcast. My name is Andrew Schultz. I'm your host, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of important things. Number one, when brand doesn't matter. A lot of SaaS companies are focused on brand at stages when the brand doesn't make a big difference for them. Now, I know there are brand marketers out there who say brand always matters, and I do agree that you can always be building your brand, but the effects of your brand, the impact that it's going to have on the success of your business, it's negligible at certain points in time, in certain stages of growth, and in certain points in your relationship and the customer journey that you have with a lead that you're bringing in. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that in the context of this chart that I'm going to show you on your screen here. And that is the awareness scale, but with two dimensions. A lot of marketers have been trained in the awareness scale. It's a prospect's progression of awareness from I don't know anything about what you do to I know all about what you do and I'm ready to buy your product. There are actually two dimensions on this chart. I've added the market awareness level, and we'll talk about that and why it matters and how you convert leads, why brand matters sometimes and why it doesn't in others, and your ability to move a lead through your pipeline, and what you need to be doing at each of these stages of awareness as a marketer so that you can create the best possible results to grow your company in a profitable, efficient way. So that's what's on today's menu. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Growth and Influence podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Schultz, and this podcast is about the fascinating convergence of two massive movements or principles in our economy: persuasive marketing and selling, and personal development. The principles that lead to personal growth and happiness are not always aligned with the principles of persuasive marketing, and yet almost anything that can serve people and the world has to be marketed. We're in search of answers. Let's go. Okay, so let's first talk about brand. Now, I know that there are brand marketers out there, and in SaaS, typically, brand is given a lot of emphasis. There are a lot of people who believe that brand is everything. And I'm not disagreeing that brand is important, but there are different stages at which brand will have a different impact. And if you are at one of these early stages we're going to talk about, while you could be building your brand, yes, that investment is not going to have an impact in your ability to produce the results that you want right now. And I'm going to argue that at these stages, there are a lot of companies that focus way too much on brand. They spend too much money on brand. They spend too much of their prospects' time trying to build their brand, when what they really should be doing is converting those prospects into customers by serving them at the highest level possible and understanding deeply what those customers need. So let's talk about this chart that I've made here that you see on your screen. So on the left, we have the prospect awareness level. I'm going to go through this really quickly. I think most of the people who are on this call understand the prospect awareness level. They've been trained in that at some point as a marketer. But if you haven't, we start with the most unaware that your prospect could be. That means they don't know that they have a problem. They just don't even know they have a problem. The next stage is problem aware. Now, these people know they have a problem, but they don't necessarily know that other people have had this problem and that it's been solved, that there are ways that you can use tools, products, and information, knowledge, and expertise to solve this problem. At this stage, a lot of people think that their problem is unique and that nobody else in the world has exactly the same problem. And then they move up into solution aware. The next phase of awareness is I understand that I have this problem and I understand that there are solutions that people have created for this problem. Okay, the next phase is product aware. At this point, they know about the problem, they know about the solutions, and now they know about your product. Specifically, they know about your argument about why it's better, how you solve the problem differently, why they should use your product instead of others. And then finally, they're fully aware. That's the point where they have a complete awareness of everything that you do, and they're ready to buy if you can just push them over the finish line. Okay. Now, in each of these awareness levels, on the prospect awareness level, I've actually taken those and I've duplicated them across the top here for the market awareness level. Okay. And the reason I've done this is because this gives us an easy way to look at where a company falls and how it should market to prospects in that market because of the different awareness levels. Okay. Now I'm going to explain this chart a little bit and you should be able to see my mouse moving around. So if you're listening to this, I'll try to explain this to you in a way that you can follow as well. So we have two axes here, one down the left-hand side and one across the top. And they have these same market awareness levels: unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and fully aware. Okay. So at the top left, you have a prospect who is unaware in a market that is unaware. And as we move down into the right, we have a prospect that is fully aware in a market that is fully aware. Okay. And as we move through this chart, I'm going to tell you what each of these phases mean and go into a little bit of nuance here about each of these different spots on the chart. So we have an unaware prospect in an unaware market. This means that you've built a product that is fairly inventive. You're solving a problem that a lot of people don't yet know that they have. And this is a tough market to be in, because maybe you've understood a problem and you become aware of a problem, but nobody else is aware of it yet, which means you have to educate them on the problem before you can even start educating them on the product. And you can't refer them to other people. There aren't going to be other people who are talking about, yeah, this is a real problem. Like you're it. So if you are in this situation, your lead conversion focus is the same as it always is with an unaware prospect. Okay. In any one of these market awareness levels, you can have an unaware prospect. The market may know that there's a problem, but that doesn't mean that every individual does. So as you look at this, chart, in the fully aware market, you could still have an unaware prospect here. And that's why we just have this arrow. I don't want to duplicate this box, 5 times that says the same thing. So it just has this arrow pointing over to this box. This is what you do for an unaware prospect in any of these market awareness levels. Okay. So when you have an unaware prospect, you need to start by appealing to their identity. They need to understand that you know who they are. You need to fit them into an identity that they can identify with, that they would resonate with. So they say, yeah, that's me. And then you raise the awareness of the problem that they don't know they have yet. And you do this in a way that really emphasizes the risk that this problem creates in their lives. The big risk that they may be unaware of, that they are unaware of, we know they are, that they need to start paying attention to right now. Okay, that's how you market to somebody in that phase. Now, if we are in an unaware market awareness level, there can be no problem aware prospect at the lead phase. Okay, when we've driven a lead in this unaware market, they're going to be unaware because the whole market's unaware. Now we're going to create those different levels of awareness. We're going to progress that lead through problem aware, solution aware, product aware, fully aware to a purchase. But this chart is only focused on where this lead is at when we first create them and where we need to go from there, how we need to market to them in order to convert them into the next step. So again, if this is a free user in a product-led growth motion, then what do we need to do to convert them to the next step? And generally, like, how do we need to interact with them at those very early stages? Okay. Now, if we have a problem aware market, they know there's a problem, but they're not solution aware. They're generally aware of the problem, but it's maybe a problem that has been kind of highlighted recently and people are becoming aware of it. A good example of this is like right now, there's all this talk about dopamine addiction. That's a new phrase. It's a new problem. It's probably a reframing of a problem that we've already been talking about for a while. But if you're thinking about dopamine addiction right now, there's a problem. You may not be really aware of what the solutions are out there. You may have seen some marketing from a company that claims to solve it, but you may not have dove into it and really understood it. And so at this point, all you know, there's a problem called dopamine addiction. It has something to do with being on your phone too much and the way attention spans are shortening and things like that. So if a problem-aware market has a problem-aware prospect, okay, you are going to demonstrate understanding of the problem. And this is key in so much of our lead conversion, because when we drive leads, a lot of the leads are going to be at this problem-aware phase. Okay, even if you're in a fully aware market, over here, if your prospect is only problem aware, then the first thing you need to do is not start pitching them on a discount, on the ROI they're going to get, on the ways that you've helped other companies solve a problem, because they may not understand that you understand their problem. They may not know that that problem that you're solving is the same thing that you can do for them. So the first thing you have to do at the problem aware phase is demonstrate an understanding of the problem. And it doesn't matter what the market awareness level is, as long as it's at least problem aware, you have probably a large majority of your prospects are going to be in this problem aware phase. Okay. Because remember, to be solution aware means they understand the problem and they understand how it fits into this market of solutions that people have created to solve the problem. And so if they just know they have a problem, let's go back to CRM software. Let's say I have a problem. I'm doing everything in spreadsheets. I'm running my business from spreadsheets. I've got my customer list in spreadsheets. When they buy something, I put it in a spreadsheet. I'm running all my finances in spreadsheets. I'm running all my, my prospecting in spreadsheets to track when I last contacted somebody or things like that. I may know that there are CRM softwares. I've heard of Salesforce. I've heard of HubSpot. I've heard of Dynamic CRM. I've heard of Pipedrive, but I don't know that the problem that I have is exactly what they are supposed to solve. I know they're customer relationship management softwares. I don't really know what that means. Okay. So I'm still on the problem aware phase here and now. And now if you come to me as a marketer, you need to demonstrate an understanding of the problem. You don't need to be talking about why, if you're from, let's say you're from HubSpot, you don't need to be talking about why HubSpot is better for small businesses than Salesforce. Because yes, I'm a small business, but I don't know that I need you yet. I just know that you're a CRM solution. You need to talk about the spreadsheets, the problems that I have, the fact that I can lose data because a spreadsheet, like I forget to save it, or it becomes corrupted, or my internet goes out when I'm doing my Google Sheet and it never saves and I lost that day's work, or the problem with tracking between spreadsheets and how I can't get data, all of those things. And, even go deeper than that. Like, how does that impact my business? How does it impact the growth of my business? I'm probably struggling to, do enough outreach, or I'm probably struggling because I'm spending way too much time tracking this data and making sure it's all right. And that means my business can't grow the way I want it to because I'm spending too much time on that. All of that is the kind of marketing that you do to somebody at the problem aware level. Okay. And then you want to deepen the awareness of the problem's impact on my life. You want to help me understand how big this problem is and what it's actually hurting, how it's actually hurting me and what it's keeping me from being able to do. Now, if you look down here at the bottom of these boxes, the impact of brand at these two stages is incredibly small. Okay. If you come to me, I don't, at this unaware level, like I'm doing my business on spreadsheets and I don't even know that's a problem. I don't care how big your brand is. If you're HubSpot, I don't care that it's orange. I don't care about your iconography. I don't care about how playful or serious or, any of those things. I don't care because it like, you don't matter to me. It's not a part of my life. Okay. I don't care that you had a big inbound focus when you started building your company or any of those things. So the impact of brand at this stage is negligible. Okay. If you are a company at this phase, building your brand is probably not the best use of your resources right now. And then let me just make this point. If you have an unaware prospect, it doesn't matter what the market awareness level is. An unaware prospect doesn't care about your brand. That is not the thing that's going to make a difference for them. If you are in the problem aware phase, so you have a prospect who's problem aware, the impact of your brand is small. It's bigger than it was back in the unaware phase. Now I have a problem. You're going to demonstrate an awareness of that problem. Doesn't matter if I've heard of your company before, a little bit, but what really matters is that you can demonstrate that you understand my problem and that resonates with me, with my experience. You can demonstrate to me that my problem is not unique in all the world, that it's something that's been solved, that you understand it deeply, that you know how to solve it, you can teach me how, okay, and you understand all the ways that this problem is impacting my ability to do what I want to do. And at that point, like if you're HubSpot and you come to me and you're doing inappropriate marketing for this level, you're talking about discounts, about how many customers you have, how great your brand is, what the ROI that other customers have got. I'm like, I don't care about any of that stuff until you can connect with me and understand and help me understand that you know my problem. And that's what you're going to be talking to me about. That's what you're trying to solve for me. Until you know that, I don't really care. Okay. So if you come to me as HubSpot and you talk about those inappropriate things and some other company I've never heard of before comes to me and talks about specifically what I'm doing wrong with these spreadsheets, why it's a problem and how it's impacting me and how they can help, guess which company I'm going to be more interested in talking to? The second one. Okay. So the impact of brand is small here when you are only in the problem aware phase. Now, solution aware. And again, if we have a solution aware market, we can still have unaware and problem aware prospects. Okay. But at the point where our market is solution aware, we're also going to have a lot of solution aware prospects. We might be starting there sometimes with some of our prospects. Okay. Even though I'm going to argue a lot of times your prospects are going to be back in the problem aware. I think that's probably the biggest phase or the biggest segment of awareness that you're going to get no matter what your market awareness level is. Even in the fully aware market, you're probably going to have the majority of your prospects, the plurality of your prospects are probably going to be problem aware. So, but here we are solution aware. If we're at the solution aware market level, then, we have a solution aware prospect. We are going to demonstrate the inadequacy of other solutions. Okay. So that's where we want to start with that person. But just because we have a solution aware market, for example, just because we have a market that understands CRM systems exist out there, they know that you shouldn't be doing your business in spreadsheets. You should have a CRM system, and they know that there are CRM systems that solve that problem. Just because that's where we're at, that doesn't mean that we should do all of our marketing on a focus of this lead solution focus. It doesn't mean that we're going to just start talking about our product all the time, because most of our prospects are probably still going to be in the problem aware level. To be solution aware, you need to really understand the problem that you have, that you're trying to solve, and that you are then, looking for solutions to solve that problem. And you understand that these are the solutions that can do that. Okay. So a lot of times I think we make mistakes as marketers when we think, oh, people know that there are products like ours out there, therefore our market is solution aware. That's not true. A lot of times your market is largely problem aware because they have not been correctly educated on what the problem is, on its impact, and how these solutions can help, why they're so critical. And if you jump ahead here, you're just trying to sell them something that they don't really understand that they need. So in the lead conversion focus for solution aware prospects, when they truly understand the problem and they understand that there are solutions out there that have been designed for that problem, what you do is you demonstrate the inadequacy of the other solutions in the market. You talk about how they won't solve the problem in the right way for these reasons and how your product can solve the problem better. And here's where we would bring in the concept of a unique mechanism. What do you do that's so different from everybody else that makes you so much more valuable? And to have that conversation, you're probably not this unique mechanism probably isn't a whole market unique mechanism. It's not like everybody in the market is going to benefit from this unique mechanism. It's probably focused on a segment of the market, in which case you might have to go back to solution aware and start telling them about the unique solution that they have and why that's that unique problem that they have and why that problem needs a specific solution that only your unique mechanism can solve. Okay, so you may have a unique mechanism for companies of a certain size who are running their business on spreadsheets and who want to transition off of spreadsheets onto a CRM platform. And they want to do it in a way that makes the most sense for them and their business. Maybe you have a unique mechanism focused on those people. but you don't, that unique mechanism may not be relevant for a company who's already using a software system, a CRM system, and they need to transition off that system. Okay. So your unique mechanism is really important. At this point, the impact of your brand is growing. It's not massive yet, because again, like the key here is to demonstrate how you can do things better than the other companies. You're not just relying on your brand, but it can definitely help here. So it's growing. It's more important than it has been in the past, in these past categories. Okay. Now, once you are product aware, that prospect knows that you do something differently. Once you've, and if this is let's just, for clarity, let's presume that this prospect has been marching through each of these phases. So we taught them about our unique mechanism. They get that now. They are product aware. Once they understand what we would say in that last category, they've now moved on to this category. Okay. In the product aware market, that means you have a majority of people who understand that they're familiar with your product. Okay. This is where most SaaS companies think they are. They think that they're in this market where everybody's heard of them and everybody knows who they are and they know why they should use their product. Here is where you have such a big gap in most companies, even big companies with high brand awareness right now. They market to their market as if they're all product aware, when in reality, most of your market still exists in this problem aware stage. Okay. If I am, let's say I'm Salesforce, I definitely have a product aware market in terms of, like, there are people out there are a fair amount of people who know about my product. They know about why I say it's better. They know about, they know about why it's different than the other solutions that they could possibly have. But a lot of them don't understand why it's relevant to them. They don't know why any of that matters to their unique situation. And so a lot of times, even in a product aware market, you should be starting with a prospect in the problem aware phase. Like that's where they're at. And so that's where you should start. What happens when you make this mistake is you're doing just pure brand marketing. Now here, the impact of brand is significant. You create this product aware market by having a strong brand. They know who you are, but you fail to capitalize on it when you just assume that every lead that you get is all of a sudden, like right off the bat, all you have to do is make this irresistible offer. With a product aware lead, okay, if they're truly product aware, your goal is to make them an irresistible offer, to start down this path with you. It might be an irresistible, if you're doing an enterprise sale or like a more complex sale, it's not, hey, we'll give you 50% off sign up today. But the irresistible offer is, let's start this conversation. What value can I offer to you that would be so irresistible that you would feel stupid saying no to my invitation to get on a sales call with my sales team? Or if you're, a free product user and you brought this free product user in your PLG motion to the product awareness level, what irresistible offer can you make that would then get them to upgrade to a paid account? Okay. And then finally, fully aware. Fully aware means not only are they product aware, they understand product aware, they know that you exist, they know about they know about your offer, they know about what you're inviting them to do. Here, you're going to sell results, reiterate the irresistible offer, you're going to provide guarantees, you're going to do whatever you have to get them into that next phase of your customer journey. So again, because this model was originally kind of like B2C model, this is where you would like give them a coupon, give them a discount or something. But if you're running an enterprise motion, if it's PLG, this is really where you need to give them an irresistible offer and provide guarantees, give them whatever risk reduction you can to get into a paid account or to start looking at like a full team account or something like that. In a sales-led growth motion, this would be where your irresistible offer is really, what's the next phase? Is it getting on a call with a salesperson? What offer can we make How many times do they get pitched on getting on a sales call with a salesperson if they're a decision maker at a business that you want to sell to? All the time. Your offer for that call should sound completely different than it would if it's coming from your competitor. What can you do to give them value, to demonstrate value and communicate value in a way that completely differentiates you from all the other people who are saying, hey, let's jump on a sales call. You want to jump on a demo? Can we get on a discovery call? See if we can solve your problem. What can you do that's just so completely different in selling the value of that call? Okay, once they've come through this whole awareness scale, and now they're fully aware. So at that point, the impact of your brand is significant. When you're trying to get them to take that last step, how trusted you are, how many other people have seen the value and can testify of that value through testimonials or case studies, all very important. And I would argue it's even more important once they get into the sales motion, into the sales pipeline. Here at this point, it's still all about the value that you're promising them in this next interaction. So I hope this is helpful. One of the key insights here is just really that regardless of your market awareness level, you may be working, you can't just look at the whole market. You have to understand where each prospect is and start there with them. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, then I would appreciate it if you would leave a 5-star review on the podcast. Share it with friends, share it with colleagues. If you found value, pass that on, pay it forward. And we'll look forward to seeing you here next time on the Growth and Influence podcast. Have a great day.